Hi, my name is Josilla Bruton. I am the Staff Associate Senior and Financial Aid Advisor here at Miami-Dade College West. Welcome to Miami-Dade's Virtual College Financial Aid presentation. Today, I will be discussing with you how to ascertain fundings to finance your higher education and the resources that are available to you, the students and parents. What is financial aid? The primary goal of financial aid is to provide students and families the funding necessary to assist in paying for higher education. Financial aid is intended to supplement but not intended to replace the financial resources of the family. Financial aid is broken down into four categories. Grants, which is need-based. Aid is free aid. Scholarships, which is based on merit and talent. Loans, which is based on monies that the parent and or the student can borrow with interest. Employment, which is students are able to work on campus or off campus for a salary. Types of aid. We have two types of aid. Gift aid, which is free money, and we have self-help aid. Gift aid is aid that does not have to be paid back, such as grants and scholarships. We have self-help aid, aid that requires either repayment or a work commitment on the part of the student. Self-help aid is also loans and federal work programs. Loans may be available to students and parents. We try to encourage our parents and our students to apply for the free application of federal student aid, which is called the FAFSA, early. There may be supplemental fundings available to the student if you apply very early. Let's talk about gift and primary resources that's available to the student. Grants comes from the following sources. Grants comes from the Federal Department of Education. The Federal Department of Education also awards students the Federal Educational Supplemental Opportunity Grant, which is called FSEOG. Once a student submits his or her application to the Federal Department of Education, the Federal Department of Education will submit that student information to the State Department of Education. The State Department offers the student the Florida Student Assistance Grant and the First Generation Grant. We also have institution grants that are offered through Miami-Dade College, which is called the Miami-Dade Grant. There are other types of free aid we have available to our students. To ascertain, and those aids are called scholarships. To ascertain scholarship information, we encourage our students to please visit the link on the screen, or you can visit our website at www.mdc.edu, click on financial aid, and click on scholarships. One of our the scholarship that we honor highly is the American Dream Scholarship. The American Dream is one of Miami-Dade's scholarships that we are very, very proud of. The American Dream Scholarships is awarded to the following. If you are recently graduating from high school, if you have a weighted 3.0 or better GPA, if you graduated from a Dade County public school, if you live in Dade County, if you tested in college level courses, we will pay for in-state tuition. We, Miami-Dade College, will pay up to 60 college credit hours towards an AA or an AS degree. To receive the American Dream Scholarships, a student must apply or submit the FAFSA before August of each year. Miami-Dade offer different types of degrees. When I speak about degrees or programs, please be mindful that Miami-Dade offers more than 150 programs that leads to an Associate of Arts degree, Associate of Science degree, or a bachelor's degree. To learn more about the different programs and degrees, please contact the Academic Advisement Department, or you can visit the link on the web on our website. We're going to move on and go on and talk more about the aids that we do have available for our students. Here you will be able to see the American Dream Scholarship that I was mentioning to you earlier. But also here, we talked about the degree programs, the Associates of Arts degree, the Associates of Science degree. Now we're going to talk about the Bright Futures Scholarship Program. The State Department of Education offers high school graduates the Bright Future Scholarships. You must complete the FAFSA to qualify for the Bright Future Scholarship. The student must be, to qualify, the student must be a Florida high school academic achiever. You must be a degree-seeking student, and you must be enrolled in at least 6 credit hours at the institution of your choice. Hopefully it's Miami-Dade College. There are 4 types of Bright Future Scholarships. We have the Florida Academic Scholars Award, we have the Academic Top Scholars Award, we have the Florida Medallion Scholars Award, and we have the Florida Gold Seal Vocational Scholars Award. To learn more about these scholarships, you can visit the Florida Student Financial Aid link on the screen. We're going to talk more about free aid that is available, which we call gifts. And that means money that does not have to be paid back to the college nor the Department of Education. We're going to talk about the Federal Department of Education programs. The Federal Department of Education has a program called the Federal Pell Grant, and this is free money that does not have to be paid back. The Pell Grant is funding that comes from the Florida Department of Education. The Pell Grant is the foundation of the federal student aid. The Pell Grant is awarded to only undergraduate students. The Pell Grant has a lifetime limit, which means that the Federal Department of Education will only pay up to 12 full-time semesters or equivalent. Next, we're going to talk about the Federal Supplemental Opportunity Grant, which is also a part of the federal program, the Federal Department of Education program. And remember, I said to you earlier, it's free aid that you, as a student or the parent, does not have to pay back. The Federal Supplemental Education Opportunity Grant. And we're encouraging students when it comes to the federal education, the Federal Supplemental Education Opportunity Grant, and when it comes to the education, when it comes to the Florida Student Assistance Grant, we're encouraging our students to please apply very early for these particular scholarships or grants. We're asking you to submit your FAFSA as soon as possible. Usually the application is available to our students in January of each year. Once the Federal Department of Education receives your application, which is the FAFSA, they will submit your information also to the State Department of Education, and the State Department of Education will consider you to see if you are eligible for the Florida Student Assistance Grant, which is called the FSAG. These fundings are limited and are based on first come, first served basis. We will now talk about self-help aid. Self-help aid consists of federal work programs and loans. Federal help programs are federal work study, and this is where you, the student, will have a job or you will work on campus. It includes the American Dream and the community service programs. The federal help programs also consist of the Florida Work Experience, which is also a job, whereas you will work either on campus or off campus at a competitive price, at a competitive salary, excuse me. We also have institutional work study programs, which is on campus. Next, we're going to talk about loans are funds that you as a student and or your parents, you do have to pay back. We have the following loans that are available to students. We have the short-term loans. This loan is available to students who are unable to pay the full amount of their tuition by the payment due date. We have the Perkins loan, which is a low interest loan at a 5% interest rate. We have the Federal Direct Stafford loan. This loan has two components. It has the subsidized and the unsubsidized. Also, we have a Federal Plus loan, whereas whereas your parents can borrow money from the Department of Education. How to apply for financial aid? We are asking all students to please complete the free application for Federal Student Aid, the FAFSA. The application for the Department of Education is online January of each year. You have the option to either apply electronically by visiting www.fafsa.gov. We encourage you to apply electronically. The application, once you decide that you would like to apply electronically, you would need a PIN. The PIN number, the PIN web link is www.pin.edu.gov. By applying for a PIN and applying electronically, this will allow you and your parents to be able to sign the application, and also it will allow you and your parents to be able to retrieve and ascertain information about the application. You can also apply by using a paper format. We do not encourage that, however, the student has the choice to do so if he or she decides. As you can see on our website, we have provided you with the college codes. Once a student completes his or her FAFSA application, it is important that you select which colleges or which universities you would like to have receiving your application. On the slide, you will see a list of Miami-Dade College financial aid codes. We have Hialeah, we have Homestead, we have Inter-American, we have the Kendall campus, the Medical campus, North campus, West, and we have the Wolfson campus. If you decide that you would like to attend Miami-Dade College, these are the codes that you can put on your FAFSA application. With the FAFSA, there are application requirements. The application requirements to complete the FAFSA is: you must have a valid Social Security number. You must be a U.S. citizen or an eligible non-citizen. You must have a standard high school diploma, GED, or you have to have passed the FCAT. We will need your prior parents' information, income tax information to file the FAFSA. You will need to provide that information. You will need to create a PIN number to complete the FAFSA electronically. You would need a PIN number. This would allow you and your parents to receive the information within 1 to 2 weeks versus the paper application. Along with that, there are other general student eligibility criteria. Those criteria are: the student must be enrolled or accepted into an eligible program of study. The student must be seeking full-time. The student must be a degree-seeking student. The student does not have to be full-time. The student must be, if you are male between the age of 18 and 25, you must register with the selective services. That doesn't necessarily mean that you will go into the military to fight. However, a part of the Department of Education requirements is all males within that age range must register with the selective services. You may not be in default on a federal student loan. Since many of you are in high school, this will not apply to you. Must not owe an overpayment of federal grants or loan funds. That will not apply to you. You must make satisfactory academic progress. Once you as a student decide that you want to receive federal funds from the Department of Education, it's very important that you maintain satisfactory academic progress. You may not be convicted of drug-related offenses. You may not be eligible, excuse me, I'm so sorry. You may not be eligible if you're convicted of drug-related offenses. And basically what that means is, and I'm quite sure you all do not fall in this particular category, if you have been arrested for drugs, there's a possibility that you may not qualify for aid. However, when you do the FAFSA application, there's a worksheet that would allow you the ability to answer certain questions pertaining to drug-related arrests and things of that nature. We will, the Department of Education will pay only 30 credits of college prep courses. What that basically means is this: when you register for your classes, you take your exam, if you test in preparatory courses, we will pay up to 30 credits in preparatory courses, coursework, or credits. Timeline. The timelines. The timelines in which we anticipate when you do your FAFSA and you submit it to the Federal Department of Education electronically, the timeline that we're looking at and having them to process your application is 1 to 2 week process. If you decide that you want to do a paper application, the timeline is within 4 to 6 weeks to process the application. The results from the FAFSA will be sent to the student, you, and also to your college that you have chosen. The response. The response of the FAFSA will come to you, the student, in the form of a student aid report, which is called the SAR. It's a summary of all the information that you have provided the Department of Education. You can review the SAR and make the necessary corrections and submit the FAFSA with the corrections that you have made. No need to submit your SAR to the financial aid office because we will have that information electronically. Verification. The verification process. Once you, the student, have submitted your FAFSA to the Department of Education and the Department of Education has downloaded your information into the school of your choice database, there's a process to verify if the information that you have provided the Department of Education is accurate and correct. It's called verification. Verification, once you have submitted your FAFSA to the Federal Department of Education, there's a possibility that your FAFSA application may be selected for a process called verification. Verification process, we are checking to see that the information you have provided the Department of Education is accurate and correct. Sometimes we make mistakes when we're filling out forms, or applications. Therefore, the school will be responsible for looking over your FAFSA application to determine if the information is accurate or not. And we will be more than happy to help make the necessary corrections. To be selected for verification, the school can select you, or the Central Processing Services with the Department of Education can also select you for verification. The common documents that is required Usually, if a student is selected for verification, the documents that are required is the IRS tax transcripts. We are encouraging all of our students to please use um, in the FAFSA application, there is a function that is embedded in the FAFSA called the IRS data retrieval tool. There's a button that will allow you and your parents to attach the tax transcripts to the FAFSA application. By doing this process or this step, the IRS will automatically attach you and your parents' taxes to the FAFSA application. Once this process is done, the next thing you would need to do if you are selected for verification is to complete a verification worksheet. This document can be ascertained at Miami-Dade College website. Once you have applied for financial aid, it is important that you learn how to navigate the Miami-Dade College financial aid website by going to the site you can see by going to our site, which is www.mdc.edu financial aid, and there you will be able to navigate our site. On our site, you will be able to locate how the application for the FAFSA, track your financial aid application, read about the standard of academic progress, the policies, and the procedures. You will be able to ascertain important forms that we have available there. You will be able to look at your awards. You will be able to learn and read about the terms and conditions of your award. You will be able to look at whether or not you qualify for a book advance. And also for the students who would like to apply for short-term loans, you will be able to ascertain that particular document or that form on that particular website. This is how our important form web page look. If we select you for verification, you can go to this particular site and here look for the form that we're asking you to complete and electronically submit these documents to us. Some forms will be required for you to submit by bringing to the office. What is the standard of academic progress? The standard of academic progress is where we